This spring, many new legal proceedings will be commenced in the Supreme Court of British Columbia. Clients from all over will make panic-stricken calls to lawyers and paralegals in search of legal representation. Becca Toombs, a paralegal who works in the financial district of the downtown Vancouver core, is on the case. She's been tasked with handling a litigation file and calculating the corresponding court deadlines.
Time calculation is governed by the Interpretation Act. The Interpretation Act is essentially law that governs law. When an action is started and an initiating pleading is served, the clock starts ticking. The filing deadlines are set out in the Supreme Court Civil Rules of British Columbia.
The deadlines can be a maze to navigate, and we suspect it is one of the most dreaded tasks in the firm, besides bill of costs, of course, but that is for another day and another video. Calculating time, or deadlines for a proceeding, is not an easy task. Unfortunately, the miscalculation of time leads to missed deadlines, which can have significant consequences. Failure to calculate time correctly may result in an extra court application to explain why a deadline was missed. This comes with additional cost consequences at best, or a lawsuit against your legal team and other related penalties, including loss of employment and loss of reputation. Will Becca be able to calculate time correctly? Will she be able to meet these deadlines? With our help, we will guide her through this process to get her to the court registry in time for filing.
The first step is understanding the language. When it comes to court, there are different types of days. A day can be a 24-hour period, or a business day, which is generally when the court sits between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. The court registry closes at 4 p.m., so if you're trying to meet a filing deadline, then 4 p.m. is your cutoff. We also need to address the reference day. These are best understood as triggering events. This could be a specific day, an implied day, when a period or event begins or ends. The reference day is what triggers the actual calculation. Understanding the rules. So now that you have an idea of what a day is, let's move on to the counting methods. There are two ways to count that depend on specific language used in the rule. There is the normal method, where we start counting after our reference day and end on the day that is the number of days specified in our calculation. For example, if we need to calculate 2 days and our reference day is the 17th, then 2 days would land us on the 19th. The second method of counting is the clear method. The clear method requires one to start counting the day after the reference day and add a day to the end. For example, if we need to calculate 2 days under the clear method and our reference day is the 17th, then 2 days plus our additional day under this method would land us on the 20th. To make things a little more confusing, clear days are also described as at least or not less than in the language of the BC Civil Rules. Regardless of what calculation method the rule requires, your deadline, also known as a landing date, must be on a business day. You cannot have a deadline that falls on a Saturday or Sunday, so you must move to the next available business day. But it doesn't stop there. Time calculation follows different rules if the deadline is less than 7 days. For any time calculation that is less than 7 days, you do not count holidays.
A holiday is Sunday or a holiday as stated in the Interpretation Act. Keep in mind that if a stat holiday lands on a non-business day, then the next available business day may be a holiday in lieu. This is why you must move to the next available business day. Now it's time for a recap. Under the rules of court, a day can be a 24-hour period or a business day.
The reference day is the triggering event. It's what starts the deadline. Whether counting backwards or forwards, start counting from the day after this date. For the normal method, count from the day after the reference day and count the exact number of days specified in the deadline.
The clear method applies to deadlines described as clear days, at least, or not less than. For this method, count from the date after the reference day, and again, count the exact number of days described in the deadline. But under this method, add an extra day. If your deadline is less than 7 days, don't count holidays. Holidays under this provision are considered to be Sundays and holidays set out by the Interpretation Act.
It's officially time to put our knowledge to the test. Calculate 7 days from the 9th on the calendar. Based on the language, don't count the first day, but make sure to count the last.
Let's count together.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Landing. Great job! Let's try again. Calculate 7 clear days from the 9th.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Landing. And we have a problem. You can't land on a weekend. This means we must move to the next available business day. Let's try one more. Can you count at least 5 days from the reference date, the 21st? If it's less than 7 days, what constitutes a holiday?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Landing. There's nothing like time calculation success. Thanks to your help, Becca successfully made it to the BC Supreme Court in time for her filing deadline.